I'm going to Uncle Robert's tonight. So these are rescues from the lava, huh?
Yeah. Makamai Street.
Makamai Street and Leilani.
Yeah.
And you were taking them for the Humane Society, right?
It was actually a friend that lost her house.
Okay, it was a friend. Okay, cool.
The Humane Society picked them up though.
Okay, and then you guys had to go through them to get them.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
To get them back.
They wanted to make sure that they're safe and well fed. Look at this. They're munching. Definitely digging it.
Yesterday too. Well, and they eat grass. They're just out here just mowing the grass.
Look at our lawn.
Yeah, right. This is the church that was evacuated from Kalapana. I remember this church as a kid, and I believe it was evacuated from the mid-80s. Yeah, mid-1980s, I believe that's when it got evacuated. I have to brush up on my local history. Uncle Robert's parking lot. Oh yeah, looks like it's gonna be an awesome night tonight. Plenty of people, great music, good food. Okay, I didn't get any footage of the night market, Uncle Robert's. Yeah, I was kind of tired, so I left early, and there's a lot of people. So next time, and I promise I'll do a proper video on Uncle Robert's night market down in Kalapana. Beautiful, awesome time. I had a blast. Like I said, I was just tired, and I left early. Now they've got good food, got all sorts of vendors, good people, awesome music, just a good environment, fun, and it's nice to get away from the lava, you know, and it's just a beautiful place. I will do a proper video. I'll get there early, I'll do some interviews, I'll talk to the people, and I'll do a proper vlog on Uncle Robert's. I want to have a correction section, I guess. I want to make a correction on something. Hoffman sent me a letter and some money. That's awesome, thank you. And they're in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, not Idaho. I said Idaho. Anyway, I want to switch it up here and talk about civil defense. What are you thinking? Okay, so I'm basically under martial law. There was an emergency proclamation, and the rules that civil defense have issued and have ordered the citizens of Leilani to be under are basically martial law. Now, I understand if you're in a mandatory evacuation, it can get dangerous down there, so you should probably leave. But if you're in a voluntary evacuation, you can get kicked out of your place, your house, if you violate these rules. Okay, I'm gonna give it to you from the beginning. Now, May 3rd, when the lava opened up, came out of the ground, they issued a mandatory evacuation. People were not allowed to live in Leilani. I bugged in for 5 days. I've been here the whole eruption. There's nowhere else I can go. I do have friends, but you wear that out after a while, and I don't want to inconvenience anyone. And the shelter is just no good. There's suicides there, there's drugs, there's violence, there's just all sorts of just bad stuff. It's not a good place, so the shelter is not sufficient, and it's just not a good environment to live in. So I have to stay in my house. Luckily, my house has not been covered by lava, and I haven't been that impacted by lava. So in the beginning, they told everyone out, and I bugged in for 5 days. I had food, water, everything. I stayed in for 5 days because I feared that they wouldn't let me back in. And that was true. They put up a roadblock. They weren't letting people in to Leilani for 5 days. So after that curfew got lifted, they issued another curfew. Well, you can come in, but there's only a 11-hour window that you can legally be in Leilani. You're not allowed to live there, but you can go in for 11 hours, and that's from 7 in the morning to 6 at night. And any other time, you're not allowed back in. They issue placards, right, these passes to get into the subdivision, and that system worked out pretty good after the curfew was lifted. So that 11-hour curfew was lifted, right, where you're only allowed into Leilani for 11 hours. We got that lifted, thank goodness. And then they issued placards, and we could come and go freely. You could have friends drive in, and you could have a barbecue and kind of have a normal life. Then recently they've changed it. Now, at the time of this filming, Civil Defense has issued, for the past about a month or so, some really strong rules, and then they've added some other rules just in the past couple weeks. Now I'm going to run them down for you. I'm going to give you the list. Okay, first, if you're caught with a member of the press or the media, you can have your placard revoked. So basically, you're kicked out of the subdivision, out of your house. Yeah, that's against the Constitution, if I'm not mistaken. Second, you can't have friends come in to the subdivision. Like if you want to have a party or a barbecue or a birthday, you can't have anybody drive in a separate vehicle. They have to be in your vehicle. That's not the worst. I think one of the worst rules is you're not allowed to leave your property. You drive into the subdivision with your placard, you go to your property, and you cannot leave your property. The placard is for each property. So that is insane. You can't walk down the street. You can't go visit a neighbor to check up on them. This is a very dangerous situation that Civil Defense has put us in. Now, I know these rules haven't been strictly enforced, and I thank you. I thank the police, and I thank Civil Defense kinda for, not enforcing these rules. But we should just get rid of them. Technically, I'm not supposed to live here. I'm kind of a member of the media. I'm a media personality. I'm not press. I don't have my press credentials, but I could get them, right? I could become press. What if you're a photographer and you live in Leilani? What if you're, a sportscaster and you live in Leilani? You can't live there because you're part of the press? You're part of the media? That's so against the law. And then if you're suspected of running tours, you have a tour business and you're suspected of people, bringing people in illegally, you can have your placard revoked. Wow. So just a suspicion, right? They don't even have to have a neighbor could not like you and turn you in, oh yeah, he's running tours, and you're like, you know, he doesn't run tours. He doesn't own a tour business. Like, you know, so there's a lot of problems there. We got to get rid of these rules. And I know the Leilani Association has gotten a lawyer. And I think that's about the best thing we can do right now is you know, hopefully somebody gets kicked out for one of these rules, and then we have a you know, leverage. We have a lawsuit, and we can all team up and get a class action lawsuit for living under martial law. What are you gonna do? You can't go to the shelter. Like I said, it's a dirty, dangerous place. Now, if I'm not 100% sure, but if you are under a voluntary evacuation, which I'm in the upper part of Leilani, you can't even go to the shelters. I haven't tried. I've visited the shelter a couple times, but I haven't tried to actually, you know, go live there or, you know, register and stay there. So I'm not 100% sure on that. I think it might just be anybody under voluntary evacuation or mandatory evacuation. I'm not quite sure. But anywho, I wouldn't be eligible if, you know, and I wouldn't want to go to the shelter because I'm under, you know, voluntary. They sent me a letter. It says that my house is, or my property is unlivable. It's uninhabitable, right? But then they're saying I'm only under a voluntary evacuation. So it's really weird. I think it's martial law. So I want you guys to comment. I want to hear what you think of this. Comment below in the comment section. And I'm going to talk to some other YouTubers, especially some prepper YouTubers. Maybe they can tell me what to do, or you know, let me know, or, you know, how I should prepare. Maybe I should get a lawyer. I don't know. I'm definitely going to team up with the Leilani Association and you know, fight for our rights, because our rights are being infringed. And I just want to thank all the first responders. I want to thank all the volunteers at the hub. You know, you know, it's awesome. I think the community has come together. Of course, there's going to be speed bumps, and not everybody's going to be happy. But I think I would say, you know, 99% of the residents of Leilani are not happy with these rules. I can almost guarantee it. There might be like one or two people, but that's about it. And this, you know, this set of rules applies to multiple subdivisions, right? That applies down to Papaya Farms Road area and all that, and all the other areas that are under a voluntary evacuation order. So this is very interesting. So again, let me know in the comment section what you think of this. This is just, you know, my crazy life, what's going on here. I'm trying to vlog it. I'm new to YouTube. Like I think I've said this before. I really started around December 2016. So I'm not, you know, full-fledged YouTuber. I'm not the best at this. And I'm trying. I think I might daily vlog for a little while. But this is interesting as long as you guys, you know, find it interesting. I think it's interesting, you know. And I want to thank the Hawaii Police Department, the Hawaii Police Department. They have not enforced these rules as strong as they could have. But I think, you know, they don't want to open themselves up to plenty of lawsuits. Anywho, I want to wrap this video up right here just by thanking everyone and reminding you. I'll put my address in the description box. You can send me some gifts and I'll order it, or I'll open it on camera. And until next time, a hooey ho!